Hello, this is Paul from quickandmobile.com, and in this video we're going to do an extended review of the Wheelator. The Wheelator is part motorized wheelchair and part rollator. It's probably the most unique piece of equipment that I have seen in a very long time. And considering this is what we do for a regular basis, that does say a lot. So before we get started, let's take a look at how to get to quickandmobile.com. In your computer or in your phone, you can type in quickandmobile.com. quickandmobile.com. If you're in the United States, you can call 888-701-8799. We have multiple different products and we have the ability to kind of shop around on the website. But this video is about the Wheelator. So this Wheelator, as you can see, it has a joystick on the back and it has a joystick on the front. We'll get into the reasons why. It has the ability to function as a wheelchair, so you have the leg extension or the foot plate. You can kind of see here it has the ability to have, it has an articulating backrest. Let's take a look here. That makes it kind of a little bit magnified. And you can kind of sit in the seat as a wheelchair, and you can see that the joystick has the ability, it's from the factory mounted on the right-hand side of the device, but it can actually easily go to the left-hand side as well. Take a couple more looks at some pictures here. We have an under-seat basket. The device folds up and it weighs just 34 pounds without the battery, and the actual footrests come off of the device as well. Take a look in the back of the device. It has handlebars that are extended up to 38 inches and down to 30 inches. You can see that they're adjustable, and it does have a seat belt as well. A lot of people ask that question. It has handle brakes and, of course, a controller on the back that we'll get into. You can see the controller on the back there. It has features like anti-fall technology, and you can use this as a rollator with assistance mode, or if you're a caregiver, you could use this for a person who's sitting in the device as a wheelchair as a caregiver. So this actually comes from the factory with two separate controllers, one on the back, one on the front. Now, if you're visiting the website, of course, this is the website view, quickandmobile.com, quick, N like Nancy, M like Mike, OBILE.com. There's going to be an order form on the top of the page. Always just scroll past the order form so we can get into the actual product description. Now, I do want to point out right now it is the beginning of May. It's May 14th. We have an exceptionally limited amount of Wheelators that are going to arrive mid-June, and then around August, September 2023, there should be in stock on a consistent basis. It could be delayed slightly to mid-September, but that's what we're looking at right now. So if you're looking at this video sometime 2024, 2025, always visit quickandmobile.com, give us a telephone call for what we have as latest inventory on our website. So let's go ahead and scroll past the order form. Yes, you can order right now if you want to. It's pre-order and at the time of this video. And if somebody does order a pre-order device and have a change of heart beforehand, we give them a full refund, no questions asked, if it's canceled before the device ships. But a lot of people, they're looking for a Wheelator, or they're looking for a rollator that basically is a wheelchair as well. There's really, until now, nothing like this on the market. It's perfect for the type of person who, yes, I can walk, maybe I have some balance issues, and maybe sometimes I get tired, and I don't necessarily want to be in a wheelchair full time. My doctor told me that I should be walking, I should be exercising, but not having the ability to have a piece of equipment that helps with assisted walking or motorized walking is the reason that you're sitting at home and staying at home and not getting out, not doing things, not walking. So this device really solves a lot of issues. And of course, you don't need the doctor's permission to order the Wheelator. You can order a Wheelator whenever you choose to order. So if you look at this video and you're ready to order right now, you definitely can. So it's a rollator and a motorized wheelchair all in one. So yes, this really is one of a kind. Let's take a look here just at this picture and I'll point out some basics. You do have the handlebars actually behind the device. So you can lock the brakes with the red levers. You can depress the brakes. So as you're walking with no resistance at all. So basically just a regular rollator, you're walking behind it. You decide to remove the actual footrest for the wheelchair portion, which you can. It's very simple to use. It assists you, it keeps you stable. Now let's just say that you get tired, or let's just say that you're going up a hill or something along those lines, or you're going down a hill and you don't want this device to run away from you. With the joystick on the back, you can very easily turn on the assistance mode, and you can either have resistance if you're going down a hill, so you have more stability. So you have stability with the handlebars, the brakes, and resistance. So the device just doesn't roll away from you and you don't have to ride the brakes the whole time like you would with some rollators or glorified walkers that have wheels that just let the device run away from you, which is no fun and, quite frankly, in my opinion, dangerous. And if you do get tired, you have the ability to sit in the actual device as a wheelchair. It's very unique because you can see the backrest, it articulates. You can flip it over, and if you're using it as a rollator, you can very easily sit in the seat. Now you see in the middle of the seat, you have a handle. You'll pull that handle up, the device folds sideways, the battery's in a pouch underneath the device. You have 10-inch front wheels and you have 8-inch rear wheels. Now this is the shocking part. I would assume that something like this wouldn't be sufficiently powered, or that you might have like two 150-watt motors or a single 150-watt motors. Absolutely not. You get two brushless electromagnetic 250-watt hub motors. So this thing has 500 watts of power powered by a lithium-ion battery. It's strong. It's made out of aluminum, and it does have the finish that gives it the carbon fiber look. A lot of people really like the carbon fiber look. It's a little bit more exciting than just black paint, but it does have the ability to kind of go and blend with just about anything a person would wear. So we have had a product tester already test this, and they have been extremely excited about it. I'm not going to bother reading the testimonial, but if you want to take a look at it, you can visit quickandmobile.com. And of course, we have a video here as well that's embedded in the web page. I'll just press play for a moment.
Motorized device that is unlike anything else I have ever seen before.
So that just gives you an idea of really, it's a 5-minute video embedded in the web page itself, and you can take a look at some of the features that you can kind of see in action, where I'm just going over and really kind of explaining this a lot more in depth, because a lot of people like in-depth reviews. So let's take a look at how this folds. Now, I did point out that we have a handle in the seat. You pull that handle up and this folds sideways. Sideways folding devices are becoming more popular, and I really enjoy how they fold, how simple it is to use. You can see that the actual basket itself folds up, and like I said, the footrests, they fold up. They actually are adjustable strap. They flip up out of the way, and they actually remove from the device entirely. And of course, the handles, you can see that there's a knob right there for adjusting the handle. So it goes as high as 38 inches, as low as 30 inches. You can see the arm rests when you're using this as a wheelchair. They're contoured for your comfort. And you can see the back, the articulating back brace that's made from Comfort Flex material. So it actually is comfortable, and that kind of flips around the back. So it has a very small footprint, and it does fit in the back or the trunk of just about any car. And of course, if you drop the handles down, that makes it smaller. And by removing the snap out leg extension part or the footrest part, that makes it smaller as well. So just 35 pounds without the battery. and probably about 33 pounds if you take the battery out and take the actual footrests off. So it's very, very simple to handle and to manage. Very light, whether you're a caregiver or whether you're just using it yourself. So let's take a look. Some quick highlights. It does weigh 38 pounds with the battery in, 35 pounds or just under 35 pounds without the battery. Adjustable handles when used as a rollator as low as 30 inches, as high as 38.5 inches. Folds sideways in just a second, and it is built out of aircraft grade aluminum. You can expect a driving range if you're using this as a wheelchair for 13 miles. So definitely something that can get you around for the day, and it does have an FAA travel approved battery as well. It can easily be used as a rollator or power wheelchair. It literally just depends on flipping the articulating backrest and how you decide to sit in the device. So you can use it as a rollator until you get tired or until you make the decision to use it as a power wheelchair. You can rest up while using it as a power wheelchair, feel confident, feel comfortable that you're getting out, getting around, doing things, and then when you feel rested and make the decision to use it as a rollator again. It does have anti-fall technology when it's being used as a rollator. So unlike any rollator that does not have a motor, when you have that rear joystick engaged and you have that mode on, any sudden jerk forward, sudden roll forward, it's going to lock it up and it's going to create an instantly stable environment. So it's great for people who have issues with their balance or who maybe have fallen before using a rollator, because falling down is no fun, especially when you can look at getting injured by falling down, and that is even a greater setback than a situation that you currently might be in. So definitely we don't want to be looking at anything that you can get injured, but anti-fall technology helps prevent injuries. And it's easy to use handbrakes when you're using the device as a rollator. You can lock the handbrakes so it locks in place if you need to use those two red levers, or you can use the handbrakes, as you can see. And it does have the high quality lithium ion battery that lasts up to about 3 to 5 years before needing to be replaced. Folded up, it's just the size of a medium suitcase. You put these handles down, you can see they adjust. Put that down and take the leg extensions off or the footrests off, and it stows away so easily. Simple to drive is motorized wheelchair with the pressure sensitive SensiTouch joystick. I'll talk about that when we get to a picture of a joystick. It does have weather resistant coating and protection, and if you live in the continental United States, it's free shipping. So no additional cost for shipping, and because it is a medical device, there is no sales tax that you would pay as well. This is really neat. It comes standard with 2 controllers, one on the rollator side and a joystick. So you can see right here, you've got the controller on the back, the rollator side, and the joystick. And of course, what a lot of people really like is it drives indoors on plush carpet, solid floors, grass, gravel, concrete, etc. So it really allows you, this device allows you to kind of get in a lot of places where you would want to go. You even see on the back here, you have little steps you can kind of use as leverage. So if you're climbing up areas that you would need to go over a 6-inch lip, or if you need to go over a lip, you simply put your foot down, lift the front wheels, and stabilize the device as you move along. So it really is a constant source of stability as well for people who need to have the extra balance and the extra stability. There's so much you can do with the actual design, how this works. And then with the flip of the backrest, the rollator instantly becomes a power wheelchair. So you can see, you're looking at this from the back, and the backrest is towards you right now. So you would walk around the front, of course, sit in this as a wheelchair. This flips forward so you could actually sit in the device as you're using it as a rollator as well. So if you wanted to just take a break, you can very easily do that, no problem. So let's take a look here at the actual joystick on the back of the device. You can see here you've got your handbrakes, and you have the ability to give yourself some resistance or passive. You simply press this down with the thumbprint, and it does have the adjustable speed, but you press this down with the thumbprint, and of course the device is going to automatically go forward. So if you are a caregiver and you have somebody in the chair and you don't feel like keeping both of your hands on both of the handlebars, and you can see a little side note, it does have the comfort grip handlebars as well. That's really nice when you're using it as a rollator, really nice when you're using it as a caregiver. But you engage both motors, so it balances itself as it drives forward. So if you're pushing more with the right hand and you had your left hand off doing something, it's not going to just go forward from the right side only. The device will act as a motorized unit and it travels forward. You simply take your hand off the drive or off the little thumb pad and it stops. Or, of course, you can use the brakes. And you can give it passive resistance as well. So if you're going down a hill, for example, you give the device passive resistance, it's not going to run away from you. It has to be pushed in order to move forward. So it does offer resistance, greater balance, and any sudden jerk forward and the brakes automatically engage and the device becomes stable when you have that setting turned on. So that is super convenient. So basically you've got an engineering team that was able to finally marry the best of both worlds here, the rollator and the motorized wheelchair that folds up, that's portable, and make it into one device. People have been asking for this for a very long time. And you see the back controller, I told you there's a second controller that's built in. If you sit down, you've got a joystick controller. Very simple power button, very simple adjustable speed, goes up to about 4 miles per hour. The joystick can be mounted on the right or the left-hand side of the device very simply, and it can be removed entirely. It does have what's called a Sensi Touch joystick, so it's pressure sensitive. So if you take this joystick and you push it just a little bit forward, you're going to unlock some of the power, not all the power. If you push it all the way forward within your speed setting, you're going all the way forward. So you can kind of think about it as a gas pedal on a car. If you put the gas pedal down a little bit, you get a little bit of gas, you get a little bit of power, and the further you push the pedal down, the more power you get within each speed setting. So that makes it very unique. And of course, you get two 250 watt brushless hub motors. So this thing is powerful. This thing, if you've seen our Eagle wheelchair, if you've seen our Falcon reclining motorized wheelchair, if you've seen our Electra 7, they're all 50-pound wheelchairs without the batteries, 12-inch rear wheels, and they have 250 watt motors. So this Wheelator is no joke, folks. It's strong. It has powerful brushless hub motors that really gets you where you need to go. That's why it was given an award for the design and features here. It's unique. Just with the flip of a switch right here, a little knob, you have different settings to adjust the handlebars. So if you were using it as a wheelchair specifically, you would probably want to keep that down, for example. As I said, the footrests come off. You have an under seat basket for additional storage here. The battery fits in a little pouch in that basket. Super easy, super simple design. And you've got the brushless hub motors. I mean, that's just amazing. You've got the flat free tires as well. So just a couple things that I will point out. Those front wheels articulate, they're 10 inches, no tires to get flat, and high quality polyurethane that doesn't mark the floors up. And what I absolutely love about this, you see some of these devices that have these, and this is just, to me, it's preference, it's opinion, nasty tires that are the gray tires. They look decent to great the first time you take it out of the box. After about a week, they've got the gray tires, they have this kind of film. and it looks like it's a used device, and I personally wouldn't take that sort of thing on a white carpet. It's just something that doesn't look nice. And you really can't necessarily keep it clean all that easily. Where you've got the black polyurethane tires, solid tires, you can keep the device looking clean, it looks nice, and like I said, it's made with quality components, and that's really important, especially with the device that you are using to allow yourself to become more mobile. The doctor says he doesn't want you or she doesn't want you in a wheelchair full time. You're sitting around on the couch, you can't get up, you can't get out. Uh, the Wheelator or the rollator that you've been using or the walker, it's inconvenient. The Wheelator makes everything easy and simple. It's not a full-time wheelchair, it can be, and it's not a full-time rollator, it can be. It's motorized, it allows so many things to happen that a regular rollator would not allow and a regular motorized wheelchair would not allow, because a regular motorized wheelchair does not have this setup on the back. A lot of the wheelchairs don't have the actual handles. They have a bar that's across the back. So they're not set up. They don't have anti-slip technology. They're designed to be used as wheelchairs, and they're great. They function wonderfully as wheelchairs. People love them. People love foldable motorized wheelchairs because it gives them their mobility back. But you look at a device like this, you can use it as either or. So you're not ready for a wheelchair full time, that's great. The Wheelator is something that can help you in a physical therapy type of situation, or it can just help you get around. It can help you get around and be more mobile. When you're ready to be mobile, take a break by flipping this articulating back over. Sit down using it as an actual rollator, or if you get tired, don't worry about it. You can just sit in the device and use it as a motorized wheelchair, or if you're at a theme park, for example, doing something with maybe the family or the grandkids or just out and about, you can use this as a wheelchair because you don't want to be getting up and getting down. And then when you feel like getting up and walking, you can use it as a rollator. So what a great piece of equipment. I wish something like this was invented years ago. And we can see that you do have a rather substantial size basket or storage underneath the device. So if you're going shopping, if you've got personal items, that's great. They stow right away and you've got separate compartments. Like I said, if you unzip this, there's a little pouch, a separate pouch that the battery sits in. So you can take the battery out, really simple. In the video that I show you actually above, or this video above, if you want to actually go to quickandmobile.com and navigate to the wheelchairs section and click on the Wheelator, you can press play on the video and, well, I'll quickly kind of show you really where this is, how easy it is to take the batteries out. Let's take a look.
Articulating comfort for the backrest, and of course we can remove the leg rests or leg extensions, and the device weighs just 35 pounds without the batteries, folds into something very small. The battery itself is underneath in the quality stitch basket here. You can see the battery being accessed in a little pouch. It comes with a 10 AH battery. You get approximately a little bit over 13 miles of range per battery. Lithium ion battery, super easy to remove the battery. We can see we're just unscrewing the battery and removing the battery. Battery can be charged by the charger.
Look how simple that is. So the battery can very easily come out. He just did that with one hand. And you can use the charger in the front of the joystick. There's a charging port, so you can leave the battery in, or you can take the battery out and charge the battery. So it's super simple. And of course, like I said, you've got storage, and you take a look at some of the construction here. It's a heavy-duty device. It does hold up to 265 pounds. So if you're more than 265 pounds, this would not be the device for you, but it does hold up to 265 pounds. And of course, you can see that there's Velcro with the actual, with the leg rest here, or the footrest, so you can adjust the footrest in different regards. The footrest folds entirely out of the way, and this does snap out of the chair altogether. So let's take a look at some of the specifications. And while we're at it, we have a front view here, so we can see the charging port directly on the joystick as well. So you don't need to take the battery out of the device if you want to charge it up. And we'll take a look underneath here. So, of course, front tires, 10 inches, 8-inch rear wheels. That's made for, it's usually on a wheelchair, a standard wheelchair, the rear wheels are bigger than the front wheels a lot of the time. This is basically designed so it's used as a rollator or a wheelchair. Really unique in that regard. So it's the opposite. Like I said, this thing has got some power. Two 250-watt brushless hub motors. Climbing ability 8 to 12 degrees. That's quite impressive. 30 to 38.5-inch adjustable height handlebars. And you can see the unfolded dimensions: 39 long, 26 wide, 39 high. So that's with the handlebars all the way up. And of course, basically you can kind of see that you've got the actual the controller that sits just a little bit higher than the handlebar. And the length is because you've got the removable leg rest or foot holders here. So space in between the armrest, you have 18.5 inches of space in between the arm rests. The seat height, it's 21.5 inches off the ground. The seat cushion width, okay, so the cushion itself, that's different than seating area. I always consider seating area the space in between the actual arm rests. That's what's going to allow you in the device or not. Some people, they have hips that will allow a hip to kind of sit off the cushion a little bit. That's still comfortable, not uncomfortable for a lot of people. I've never had an issue with it. But the cushion itself, it's 17.4 inches wide, and the depth of the actual cushion itself is 13 inches. But keep in mind, this swings back, this articulating backrest, so you actually have a bit more space there. So you can see you have, that's when they're talking about the cushion, that's just that part. They're giving you the specific cushion measurements. So you do have a little bit more space to work with. Top of the armrests to the ground, 30.3 inches. So top of the armrest to the ground, that's a measurement a lot of people ask for. Folded up, it's 28 inches long, so you're taking off the footrests, 12 inches of width, so it's thin, folds up very small, and 33 inches high when it's folded up. Weight with the battery, 38 pounds. Weight without the battery, 35 pounds, even lighter if you take the footrests off. It goes up to 13-mile range, strictly being used as a wheelchair, much longer if you're using it as a rollator. So you have the ability to really gauge and monitor your battery. It's adjustable speed, Sensi-Touch joystick, up to 4 miles per hour, 24-volt, 10 Ah lithium-ion battery, and the maximum weight is 265 pounds. Now you can kind of see here with this angle, the comfort articulating backrest. See how that swings out, it arcs, it keeps your back comfortable. Now this flips over. I'll go back up to that video on the top of the page. So that flips over, so if you're using it actually as just as a rollator and you want to sit down, you can. So you can sit down on either side of this device. That's another thing to me, it's engineering genius, because it makes it even easier to use. You don't have to physically walk around the device if you want to instantly sit down. You can. If you're using it as a rollator and you need to sit down right away, you can just kind of keep this folded forward and you can sit and you can rest. It's wonderful. So we do have 1 year in-home service warranty. It comes with a 2-year warranty altogether. Quick and Mobile is a United States-based company, and a lot of people, they basically don't really fully understand that if you are shopping what I would consider to be like a big box, you know, a website that has a very big name and a lot of different parts in it or a lot of different devices. There's third-party vendors that put their devices on those websites. They may or may not be domiciled in the United States of America, and they may or may not have parts available for repairs. So sometimes when people are discount shopping and they think, great, big box is the way to go, I can get this device for next to nothing, and then they realize what happens 6 months down the road if something goes wrong. Does that company have a phone number? We do. Does that company have the ability to offer you customer service? We do. Would that company be able to repair a part? We can. So that's just something to consider. It might seem small, but it's actually a really big deal. So move forward. There's some common questions. Medicare will not pay for the Wheelator. Medicare pays for certain things. They don't pay for the Wheelator. This would be an out-of-pocket purchase, but we do accept Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and PayPal. You definitely can use an HSA account, health savings account. You can mail us a check. If you're using a check, please give us a telephone call first so we can go over some specifics and we can be expecting your check and tell you specifically where to mail it. We'll go to our bookkeeper. And if you would like to apply for financing, you absolutely can. You can use PayPal credit or time payment, and we also have Bread Finance. I'll go over that as soon as we get done. If you wanted to use Bread Finance, you can get an instant decision with Bread Finance. You simply add the device to the cart using the order form on the top of the page. We'll scroll there at the very end of the video, and you would be able to, if you have a mobile phone, apply for instant financing. So that's very convenient for people, or there's time payment. We have a hyperlink to them, or you can call them. They finance people as well. We give you a 15-day to evaluate the Wheelator, and you can return it for a 20% restocking fee plus shipping fees. Now, this is something I do want to talk about first. There are websites out there that might have what you might consider to be almost nothing for a restocking fee. If you look at quickandmobile.com, you can see open box devices on our website. People that will allow you to return something for next to nothing, and they don't sell open box devices, I would wonder what happens, or more importantly, what are you getting when you order from a website like that? This is a medical mobility device. We do take cleanliness exceptionally high priority. And of course, if somebody does return something, it needs to be refurbished and it needs to be completely sanitized before it can be resold. So that's usually something we actually take a loss on, believe it or not. So by shopping online, of course, you do save a lot of money on Wheelator ownership. We don't have showrooms. If we did have showrooms, the device would be 2 to 3 times as much, because then there's the cost of basically employees and a brick and mortar location and insurances. So we do the best that we possibly can to make very in-depth videos, to take pictures that other people won't give you the angles of, and really give you the experience of ownership before it actually arrives. And we have virtually no returns. So if you really do your homework and kind of look around and look at the measurements and take some time to think, online shopping can be great. I love online shopping personally. So our warranty does protect your Wheelator. We went over that a little bit earlier on. Real easy to work with. And if something actually did go wrong, we've got your back. We cover you. We honor the warranties. We're very fast about warranties. It's very important for us that people stay mobile. That's why they get these devices. And right now it's on pre-order, like I said in the video, but we stock everything right here in the United States of America. So when a device is not on pre-order, it takes about 4 to 7 days to receive, and we give you the tracking information so you can track your device very quickly. And of course, it does come fully assembled. So your Wheelator is fully assembled right out of the box. There's no fussing, there's no hassling. You can take it out of the box and put it together right away. And of course, you can give us a telephone call when you would be ready to order, if that's something that you want to do. So let's take a look. We'll scroll up and we'll watch the rest of the video here because there's a couple things that I'll point out. So I'll actually turn the volume down and I'll kind of narrate as we're going over this video. So I would probably go full screen if you're not already in full screen, because I'm not going to blow this up. It's just going to be the size that it is. So we take a look actually at the Wheelator here, and we can see that the person demonstrating the product, they're just turning that knob and they are going to lift the handles up. And you're going to see her use the handle brakes here, or demonstrate the handle brakes quickly, using it actually as a rollator. Now, pretty soon you're going to see her flip the articulating backrest. There you go. She flips it. Look at that. Like I said, you don't need to walk around the front. You can just sit right down. So that makes it super easy, super comfortable, super convenient. See how easy that articulating backrest is to move? It's wonderful. And you can see that you do have the assisted mode. I don't know if you can tell in the video or not, but she's kind of going uphill. So if you want assistance, it's super easy to have assistance. And like I said, I pointed out earlier on that you can use the back of the footrest as a lever, and there she is using it as a wheelchair with the Sensi Touch joystick. And as a wheelchair, like I said, you've got the ability to go up a slope, no problem, 12 degrees, powerful, two 250-watt motors. And of course, you see the joystick on the back of the device as well. This part coming up is really pretty unique. So you can see, again, the articulating backrest, flexi material. It's being used as a rollator. You can sit down. So you can sit down either way here, and the armrests are comfortable both ways. You're going to see in a couple minutes, or a couple seconds actually, how the device has the anti-slip technology. So right now, a lot of people, if they were using it as a rollator, would have it configured as exactly as it is in the video. The actual leg extensions or the footrests are off. That's walking with no resistance. If we go ahead and turn some resistance on and she jerks forward, or the person in the device jerks forward, or he jerks forward, look at that. Stops, stabilizes you, and we turn this back over, and you can kind of see the process of going from a rollator to a wheelchair. If you're planning on using this as a wheelchair on a regular basis, you don't need to take the actual articulating footrest off, but you can kind of see that actually in action right there, how those footrests actually work. So the point is, it's simple to use as both, and this is pretty unique. So if you're using this device, you can use it manual, you can push, no problem. You can turn it on and you can use it in motorized mode, and just with one finger depressing, look at that. You can drive it with the right hand, and the left hand can be doing something entirely different as you're going up a hill. Very simple to use as a motorized wheelchair as well. And if you take your hand off the joystick, watch what happens. Take your hand off the joystick, it comes to a complete stop. It's not going to run away from you. Super easy to use, very unique. And of course, if you're not already there, you can go to quickandmobile.com and learn more. So let's go up here and let's take a look at the order form. Basically, expected ship date is going to be mid to end of June 2023 for the charcoal. That's the color that we have. We give you an enhanced package, which is exactly what I've showed in the video. And of course, it does ship for free in the continental United States. And if you, well, of course, this is just at the time that we made this video, these are on pre-order. So you either add it to the cart, or basically you just click right there if you wanted the instant financing, and you follow the prompts. So I just want to thank you for taking the time. If you're at the end of the video, and of course the price, it's $23.87. I expected a device like this to actually be a lot more expensive, because you do get two joystick controllers, you do get two 250-watt motors. It's a super lightweight device. I quite frankly was expecting a price tag of closer to the $3,000 range. Just the diversity that the machine does, the materials that the machine has, the technology that the machine has. I wasn't expecting a price this low. I really wasn't. I was pleasantly surprised when they were able to get the price down that low. So again, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch the entire video. If you've watched this far, it must mean that you're really seriously contemplating getting one of these devices, or at least that you wanted to learn a lot more about the device. You're welcome to order anytime. Like we said, you do not need a doctor's permission to order the Wheelator, or you can reference this video at a later date, or you can give us a call. Either way about it, thank you so much for watching, and we wish you make it a wonderful day.